Tom Brady's back for his 23rd NFL season, and will he recapture his greatness and win his 8th Super Bowl championship? In this video, I will discuss and predict the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2022 NFL season, their record predictions for the regular season. Let's get started. Week 1, they play a rematch of last year's Week 1. The Dallas Cowboys. They beat them last season. Dallas is coming off of a good season after winning the NFC East. And Dak Prescott came off his greatest season in his career, throwing 37 touchdowns. Tom Brady, however, was better. He threw for 5,300 yards and 43 touchdowns last season, was the second seed in the NFC at 13 wins. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming back with vengeance, and I think they repeat as beating the Dallas Cowboys in a scorching high battle. Week 2, they play the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are a team that has just had Tom Brady's number. From beating him in 2020 twice in the regular season to beating him in 2021 again twice in the regular season. Tom Brady did beat him in the playoffs when it counted. However, he has not been able to replicate that in the regular season as they have just dominated him. He's not been able to throw touchdowns. He's turned the ball over way too many. And he's just not looked the same. He's looked like his age against the Saints. And I think that continues against the New Orleans Saints early in the season. I think the Saints are going to be a good team next season if Jameis Winston is healthy. And at New Orleans in the Super Bowl in New Orleans, I think the Saints will win. Week 3, they play the Green Bay Packers, a team I believe will not be the same team as they've been the past few years. I think Tampa Bay beats the Packers. Tom Brady has a winning record against Aaron Rodgers. He has beat him the last 3 times they faced. Additionally, the Packers are not going to be the same team, especially in the beginning of the season without Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers is not going to have a number 1 wide receiver. They're going to have to rely on the running game with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Allen Lazard is going to be his number 1 threat alongside Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins. And if they do not add another receiver, a veteran presence, I don't think they're going to be a threat to even win their division. As far as that comes, I think Tampa Bay beats them. Week 4, we're going to have a Super Bowl rematch, Tampa Bay versus Kansas City. This game is going to be a high-scoring affair. Tom Brady has won most of his matchups against Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. He's 2-0 against him in the playoffs, and he is, if I'm not mistaken, overall 4-2 when they faced each other. I think it's going to be a good game. I just think Tampa Bay wins. I think Tom Brady's going on a revenge tour this season, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs are also going to be reeling a bit with the loss of Tyreek Hill. Week 5, I think they easily beat the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Week 6, they play at Pittsburgh. This has always been a rivalry game in New England. New England and Pittsburgh, Tom Brady usually gets the job done against Pittsburgh. However, it's a different Pittsburgh team. And this isn't New England. This is Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh, however, does not have Big Ben Roethlisberger. They're going to be playing either Mitchell Trubisky or will be inserting Kenny Pickett within the first few weeks of the season. A rookie and a bridge quarterback who did not fare well in Chicago. I think Tampa Bay is overall the better team. The defense of Pittsburgh could rattle Tom Brady, as it is similar to the Rams, of which similar style with TJ Watt there. However, I do believe the Pittsburgh Steelers will not have enough weaponry on offense, especially their quarterback, to go toe-to-toe with the GOAT. Week 7, I think they also dismantle the Carolina Panthers. There is Baker Mayfield, who's probably going to be starting in this game. However, they're just not good enough. Week 8, I do believe they're actually going to get a loss against Baltimore. Tom Brady has been about 500 against the Baltimore Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens have been able to rattle Tom Brady with their defense. John Harbaugh has done a good job against him. Lamar Jackson has actually beat him before. The Ravens just have a tough front 7, and with Tom Brady and his age at this point, he's not going to want to take hits, and he'd rather lose the game and come out healthy than, come out bruised and injured and win the game. At least that's what I believe. And week 10, we have the Germany game, the first ever game in Munich, Germany. I do believe Tampa Bay Buccaneers will destroy the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle does not have any quarterback to note. They're starting Drew Lock and Geno Smith. And the other team has Tom Brady. It's going to be a wash by the end of the first quarter. Week 11, they have their bye week, a perfect week for the bye week, about midway through the season. And they come out and play the Cleveland Browns. Now, Cleveland, by this time, should have Deshaun Watson back and ready. I think he's going to be suspended about 6 to 8 games. And by then, I'll have about 4 to 6 weeks of football action to get back and play. But however, Tampa Bay is coming off a bye week, and Tom Brady off byes is one of the best quarterbacks ever. I think they also finally get a win against the Saints in the regular season. They have to. I just cannot see Tom Brady getting swept 3 years in a row. Let alone twice, as he's done 2 times before. I think they beat the Saints. It's a Monday night football game. Monday night, we remembered last year's Monday night game. It was a wreck. They put up 0 points. And I think this game, they find a way to beat the Saints, rushing the football and throwing it shallow. San Francisco comes to town. This game is going to be tough. Now, I believe this was the team Tom Brady wanted to play for in the beginning, before signing to Tampa Bay. San Francisco was his home team. It was his team he grew up watching. He idolized Joe Montana. However, I cannot see Brady losing to the team, in my opinion, he wanted to and then did not want him to join them. San Francisco has a scary front seven now. They could beat him, and at the same time, I'm probably leaning towards San Francisco in this game just because of their defensive front. And to be completely honest, that's who I'm going to pick. I think San Francisco just has a scary front seven that will rattle Tom Brady. He comes off the loss, faces Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, people have keyed him to be the next Tom Brady. He has Tom Brady-esque traits, especially his intangibles, his leadership. But I think Brady wins. I think Brady shuts up the haters. He's coming off a loss, and you don't really mess with Brady off a loss. I think he finished out the season with wins altogether. He beats the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray, in what should be a pretty good high-scoring game. And then he just wins his last 2 games, probably has either the first seed or, division already locked up, and won't really have to play much of these last 2 games. However, it'll just boast some high statistics if he's in the MVP race, my bad. And I think he beats the Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons. And when you look at his record prediction, 14-3, pretty favorable. They went 13-4 last year. I think they go a little better next year. They go 14-3, 5-1 in the division, 10-2 in the conference. They go 8-1 at home, 6-2 away. And that's what I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will do. I probably have them being the number 1 seed in the NFL next year. That's what I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going next season. I hope you enjoy, and let's go to the next one.